Alrighty guys, back on the road today and we are heading to have a look at the frames. One thing that's really cool with these sort of size sites, as I've said to you guys before in this vlog, and by the way, when I say everyone, I mean the 45 people that watch these videos, but one thing that's really cool is after you get that slab down, things start to move really quickly. What do I mean by that? Well, all the frames are made off-site. They're brought down on a truck, essentially assembled by the chippies on the site. Now, full credit to the chippies, because I don't know how they do that shit. Like, that stuff is, it's like a massive jigsaw puzzle. But yeah, they'll put it all together on site. And speaking with the builder, you know, the guys are moving along well. There's plenty of progress. There's actually things to look at. Obviously, when it's just demo and a concrete slab, there's not too much to film and edit and look at. So thought I would take you guys along with me today to have a look at site, walk you through a couple of the main, I suppose, considerations or things that have went into this particular site. Perfect, so I'm going to take you guys through, the frames are up as you can sort of see behind me, but one thing I wanted to make the video about and start to talk to early was this main kitchen, dining, open plan space. The reason why, and it is so important, especially in these single story duplexes, because there is a lack of space, it's only single story, is to try to make them feel as big as possible. And what we've done here, and as you'll start to see, is I've took the ceiling, I've took the roof as high as possible, so it's a nice sort of like pitched roof. Another thing to add on top of that as well is I've been able to add in two really nice skylights. So once you sort of walk into the space, it's going to feel huge. You're going to sort of walk in and be looking up and thinking, wow, this is great. So it might look tight on plan because of the width, but because we've got that height, we've got the skylights, it sort of draws you in and up, rather than if we would have just kept sort of like a 2.7 meter high ceiling. If I take this across, and you guys can see on camera, if we're sort of looking at around this height here, or maybe a little bit further up, this height here, or maybe a little bit further up, it might just feel a little bit cramped. So for the sake of a couple of skylights and, you know, some tweaks in the frames, we've got no steel in these at all, by the way, too. So it's all timber. Is such a difference in space. So I'm going to show you guys through. I'm sure there'll be some B-roll over the top of this, but that was one of the sort of no-brainer but design considerations I had from the get-go, was that there's no compromise on this. We need to have high-pitched roofs, and we need to have a skylight to allow the space. So that's one of the really cool things that I want to show you guys. Another thing's going to be outside. We're going to talk about the backyard space. So let's transition into that. Right, so as you can see behind me, I'm in the backyard space now. We've got about 6 meters of space between the finish of the house and the back fence. One thing you'll see in those sort of new housing estates and with minimum setbacks is that a lot of people will take the absolute minimum. Sometimes it's like 3 meters, which would be half the space. So imagine between here and the fence, you got that as a backyard. It's not really usable. There's not much space in there. Whereas here, we can actually have a really good size and really good space for turf. We've got landscaping that'll run along the back. So it gives just an opportunity for, if anyone's got sort of kids, downsizing, grandkids, pets, if someone's got a little dog, cat, anything like that, just gives a workable space, you know, to be able to use and utilize, rather than it just having this afterthought and just having it all the way till here, you know, and just having a small shitty backyard. Also allows for so much more light to come into the backyard, light to come in through to this rear bedroom, through to the kitchen and that sort of space. So it's probably another design decision that if you're watching this to pick up, is that just because you have minimum setbacks doesn't mean you have to use them. Sometimes you can go a little bit bigger. If you've got the space on the site, which we do here, is to maximize for that livability, that amenity. And I think when people walk out and they see what we've done with this space and how good it looks, I think they will really appreciate that we haven't went all the way to the rear fence. I also wanted to show you guys a quick run through with the handheld. So left hand side is the front living room, right hand side here
is the garage peeking through that wall into the ensuite. And as I walk around this corner, I have the main master bathroom and the laundry on my right. Just there, you can see a little bit of the framing. And as I walk around to the left, I'm actually walking into the main bedroom here, master bedroom, nice big window to allow that sunlight to come in. Walking through this space, I've got both the master ensuite here, so I'll do another detailed video of this shortly in this video, and then we've got a his and hers wardrobe. But bedrooms stacked down the left-hand side. Here is the second bedroom. We've got some storage between that and the second, and then the third bedroom, and then allowing me to walk outside to the outdoors. And that's a quick tour.
Alrighty, so this right here, master ensuite. We'll have a shower behind me. We'll have room for 2 sinks and the toilet. I think it's always, if you can, in the master ensuite, at least have 2 sinks, his and hers. We walk into this section here, which is now the walk-in robe. Another way that we've split that up as well is left-hand side will have one robe, right-hand side will have the other robe. So again, his and hers space for people to put, or if it's a couple, space to have their own stuff on either side. Just a couple of little details, and then yeah, 2 sinks in the ensuite if you can, if possible. Alrighty, I'm in the main bathroom here. It doesn't look like too much, you can't see too much, and to be honest, I've got a sort of this shitty little vlogging camera, so the lens is probably the wrong lens to make it look as big as possible to be able to zoom out. But one thing that I won't compromise with, so here is the left-hand side wall, and the right-hand side wall is, I might just be out of frame, but we're over 3 meters in width, 2 meters, we're over 2 meters in width, 3 meters in length. What this also allows for, and what I always try to put into designs or think about is a bathtub, a full-size bathtub. So we can actually fit it here. I'm 6 foot tall and I can reach out and not touch both walls. So we got more than enough space to put a full-size bathtub in here. That'll be great for families. That'll be great for anyone with kids, grandkids. So we sort of tick that box, and any sort of adults that just tick the box and have a bath. Whereas if I was to design and say, no, I don't want that in there, I just want a larger shower, then families kind of look at that and say, oh, it's not really a space. Like, we'd need a bath for the kids when the kids are young. So always, if you can, include the bath.
I also wanted to include a quick video of the walk through to this moment here, where you can look up and you'll see the extra height that the ceiling adds, and you can also see through the skylights to the tree in the backyard, which is nice.
All right, that's probably it for today's vlog. As you guys saw, there is an incredible amount of progress on site, and it's like rocking up once a week and so many things are happening. Again, this was all because we got that slab down prior to Christmas. If we didn't, we'd be, waiting months and months and months for all this kind of stuff to happen. So it's cool to see it all developing. It's cool to see it all coming together, looking through the spaces, all the proportions, sizing, dimensions, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's just super inspiring to, it's honestly, it is just, I can't describe the feeling. A lot of people probably wouldn't care about, housing, architecture, development, any of that shit, or, construction process. But for me, it's like, I froth on this shit. So to be able to go down and it be, my own site, my own project, it is, it's honestly, it pumps me up, it G's me up, it gets me wanting to show you guys the next one, then the next one, then the next one. But plenty happening. I think the next video, the bricks will be in and done. That the front 2-story townhouse will have had a bit more progress, maybe a roof or some scaffolding on that. So going to be huge, plenty of work, plenty of effort, and yeah, stay tuned. If there's anything else, any questions, anything that pops up, let me know. But yeah, as you guys saw today, framing, and then literally the roof happens like this overnight. Like the roofer, I think, was there for 2 days. Pump that out, the frames are there, and it probably took them like a day, 2 days to get all those frames up. So the builders and the chippies on site are fucking smashing through, getting the work done, getting into it, just ripping into it. Young, hard, fit Aussie boys just ripping into it. That's what we like to see. And yeah, hopefully, some more progress update in the next video. But
plenty happening, plenty on site, and yeah, I think there's going to be a couple more projects, a couple more sites pop up this year. I don't know if I'll do this. If I'll do this vlog, if you've gotten this far in the vlog and you are a video editor, I might be looking for a video editor to do these vlogs, because as you can see, guys, my vlogging skills and camera shit is absolutely terrible, but I'm doing my best. And I think it's a cool reflection as well that over the years you can go back and look at like year one or like the first couple of vlogs that you did and you're like, oh, this is shit. And then you look at when you've got like a team around you and a videographer and those sorts of guys, and you'll be like, wow, such a difference to now. So again, another cool thing that these vlogs are for is to be able to just watch my progress over time. Again, if you're getting any sort of value from these videos, I would appreciate it if you can subscribe. Happy to help you guys. Always happy to share, my knowledge, my learnings, my lessons with everyone, in the hope that, if you're watching this, inspires you to go out and do your own shit, go out and do your own stuff, or you're learning, you're building that skill set. So when you're in a position to, equity or cash wise, you can go out and start your own project. So something to think about. And yeah, let me know if there's anything more you want to see, less you want to see, if I'm doing these right lengths and all that kind of stuff. Obviously only a couple of these in, so yeah, feedback is always welcomed, especially if it's in a respectful manner. But I know those rude people are going to comment anyway. But yeah, appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.